Hey, this is Russell Wayne from the Main Event 365, and this is the off-season edition. In this video, myself, Main Event Mike, the West Coast Stat Master, Gregg are going to talk about off-season. And if you share this video, you'll have a chance to win an NFL jersey on draft day for our draft special. So don't go anywhere.
We're going to move on now to the Green Bay Packers. The Wisconsin Death Cult. They finished 2022 8-9 with the 17th ranked defense and the 14th ranked offense. So kind of just middle of the road all the way around. Finished 8-9. They've lost some key pieces on offense, and they're probably going to lose the biggest key on offense, which won Aaron Charles Rodgers, who will probably be going to the New York Jets. Now, there's a lot of speculation about this trade, that a lot of people saying it's just a done deal. It's just about semantics. It's about cap hit. Whatever it's about, let's not talk about it in this forum. We're talking about their offseason moves. Let's just assume that they get rid of Aaron Rodgers and they get a nice draft pick haul out of it. Okay, they might not. They might only get a couple of sacks, but let's just assume they do. And let's put a grade on the offseason that the Green Bay Packers have had so far. They begin the Jordan Love era, who is a 3-year quarterback, been sitting on the bench for 3 years supposedly learning. He has less than 50 pass attempts in his pro career. And they've lost some key pieces. Robert Tonyan, as Russ said, to the Chicago Bears. They lost wide receiver Alan Lazard, their number one receiver. Christian Watson had to step in and become the number one now, because I feel like Lazard kind of gave up at the end of the year. It was getting really bad. So, let me know, Gregg, what do you give a grade for Green Bay so far on their offseason? It's kind of up in the air. They haven't made a lot of moves.
Well, Green Bay did what Green Bay does by tradition, and that's stand by and watch every other team sign players. It was a bit baffling this year. They went and made a bunch of cap space room by a bunch of restructures. And, man, they are really heavy on kicking this can down the road. And I figured they'd make an impact signing or two, but they didn't. And it is understandable. Packers fans will tell you that this isn't the Packer way. We don't go out and sign players, yada, yada, yada. The truth is I'll just be blunt. Not a lot of people want to play there. I'm sorry. I know it's historical. I know it's amazing. Going and playing outdoors in Lambeau isn't necessarily like a picture-perfect scenario. Going there to play 8 or 9 games out of the month. The weather there is horrendous. I don't know what else to say. I'd give them a C grade just based on this is what the Packers do. And like I said, I think it's more of an indictment on just playing at Lambeau. Most players, it's 2023, guys. Look, I get the history. It is the mecca of football. I will give you that. When you're drafted there, Lambeau, yeah. But in terms of getting outside help to come in, rarely is it done, you guys. Rarely does this happen. So
I want to remind everyone out there who's watching, if you're watching this, that we are going to be broadcasting live from the Lion's Den in a secret location. And we will be bringing you the 2023 NFL Draft as it happens within the legal limits to allow us to do that. We'll be giving you picks that as they come off the board. We'll be giving you an analysis, special guests. It's going to be a live event. That's Thursday, April 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to check us out. Facebook Live, the Main Event 365. And while you're at it, go over to our YouTube, subscribe to our channel, and follow us on Facebook. And it's outdated facilities, and the turf. The players say the turf is like a parking lot. But it is the number one rated fan experience park in the league. So Lambeau has its pros and its cons, but that's a good take. Russell Wayne, what do you think about Green Bay's offseason?
They really haven't done much. It's been the Aaron Rodgers saga. And if it's Jordan Love, there's this stigma out there from Green Bay Packer fan that Jordan Love could beat Aaron Rodgers, and I understand that. There's anything's possible. You could have 3 Hall of Fame quarterbacks in a row, but if he's average, like they say that all we need is a game manager, you're only going to win 5 or 6 games next year. Because I'm looking at the PFF grades right here of their offensive lineman not named David Bakhtiari, and I think Hall of Fame quarterbacking has been making horrific offensive line look better than it is. And if your play is average, then you're going to get murdered next year, because all of the holes that you had that the Hall of Fame quarterback was protecting are now just going to be open, and average play is not going to be good enough anymore. So unless Jordan Love is that good, I'm going to give them a C+ on their offseason so far.
Yeah, they really haven't made any moves. And right now they're sitting with only 3 picks in the top 100, and that is 15, 45, and 78. Granted, they will get some compensation for Aaron Rodgers to add to that, I'm sure, something in this year's draft, unless it happens after June 1st, which we know the salary cap, they save money if they wait till after June 1st to make this trade. However, I got a feeling in my gut, gentlemen, this is going to get done on draft day. Maybe in that 18 hours between day 1 and day 2. Right, the Jets have back-to-back picks in the second round. I think it's 42 and 43, and that's pretty early in the second round. So when that second round begins, I believe that's when this deal might get done. This way, the Jets get to keep their 13th overall pick, and they still get the job done. I know a lot of people are saying they don't think it's going to happen until after June 1st, but it's just hard to see the draft come and go completely without this deal getting done. It's hard for me to wrap my mind around that. I got to give the Green Bay Packers a C. Also, the restructuring that they did with some of those contracts, like Gregg said, is the only thing that saves that grade. You will see Aaron Jones, man, he's a good back. He is a great back. He did some restructuring, but he's still one of the top 5 highest paid running backs in the league. So the restructuring did allow them to get out of cap hell, but they still are going to have a hard time signing their rookie class and moving forward in 2023 with just what they have. So anything else to add about Green Bay before we move on to the Purple Skittle Eaters?
No, we can move on from Green Bay. I've talked enough about them. How about you, Gregg?
I'm about burnt on cheese heads.
I'm lactose intolerant tonight.
Yeah,
all right.
That part.